Hey everybody,
What's up with it?
welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We missed y'all. It's been a minute since we've done a wellness Wednesday, and so happy to be here. We got a special guest. All right, here he is. Here he is. We're gonna add him. Um. Oh wait. Here we go. All right. How y'all feeling?
This weather has been
In the
crazy.
heat wave. What's
Boom.
up? Welcome to
Hey,
Wellness
What's going
Wednesday.
on, y'all?
how are
All
you?
right.
Doing great. How y'all been?
We're
Good.
doing good.
Look, long time no see, huh?
Yeah, it's been forever. I haven't seen y'all in ages.
Yes. Well, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Just so give you a little background, we started Wellness Wednesday. We've been doing this maybe a couple of months ago.
Okay.
Really, as our followers were growing in our relationships with folks in the Bay Area around health and wellness, we wanted to use our platform to really create a space where folks can learn about different businesses, connect with folks who have an expert in different areas around health, and we, got linked up with you
Come on.
for the event that we'll be talking about in a couple minutes, but thought you would be great for the platform just to talk about your journey and share whatever insight you have around, your experience or your expertise with the community.
Yeah, most definitely. So where y'all want me to get started?
Introduce
Yes, tell
yourself.
people who you are and what you.
Okay. So, my name is Cat. I'm the owner of CatFitness. I am a strength and conditioning coach. I'm also a weight loss coach for many that come see me. I am a physique bodybuilder as well, all natural. And I also help people transition from a standard American diet over to a plant-based diet. So that's what I've been doing for the last 4 years now.
All right.
Wow.
Tell us about Plant Based Brothers too, because you're also part of
Part of
that.
that, right?
Yeah. So what was it? Almost 3 years ago now, I created a group called Plant Power Brothers.
Plant Power.
Plant Power Brothers. Us brothers have to come together. So it's myself, Coach G, Gary from Plant B Fitness in Oakland, and Vegan Monk, which is Monk Eternal on IG now. We're all trainers. We're all in the fitness world, and we all have the same mission for the community. We wanted to educate and uplift our community because of all the health issues and different things that are going on in the community about plant-based nutrition and how to heal the body by not using pharmaceuticals and other drugs, just all naturally, more of a holistic outlook. So we created a platform called Plant Power Brothers. We were doing pretty much what y'all doing right now when it comes to the podcast talks and educating the community. But due to our crazy schedules, we haven't done an episode in a little while. We got to get back on top of that. But we're putting on an event that we partnered up with y'all, and we'll be talking about that later on in the interview.
Right.
So, if you could tell folks your journey from to veganism, I think that is something that folks would benefit from.
Yeah. So my journey started actually almost 6 years ago when I had my health scare. I was 80 pounds heavier than what you see today. So I was 250, around 250. Right now, I'm like around 180, once in between 180 and 175. But when I was at 250, I was suffering from different health issues, right? Suffering from depression, anxiety. I was starting to have certain health issues with my heart and different things like that. And these were things that from a young age, my parents and different family members always told me that these things just run in our family. Like the diabetes run in our family, the obesity runs in the family, high blood pressure runs in the family. So we're being programmed at a very young age to think that this is supposed to happen in our life, right? It's only a matter of time before you get sick, right? So I was what was I going on? 31. It was like a couple weeks before my 31st birthday, right? And I had this health scare where they had to rush me to the hospital. They thought I was having a heart attack. And in that entire process, I started to really get serious about my health, right? After I had my health scare, within 6 months, I lost 70 pounds. So
Wow.
dropping the weight, you know, exercising 5 days a week. Naturally in our community, for whatever reason, we know beef ain't good and we know pork ain't good,
Right.
right? We already know, we're programmed to think that like that beef ain't no good, the pork ain't no good. So I started to cut out those things first, right? Obviously increasing the vegetables and everything that I was eating on a daily basis, cutting out fast food, alcohol. Once I lost the initial 70 pounds when I first started, just started to reevaluate my life and what I wanted to do in life. Just for the simple fact that I was working in corporate America going on 10 years at that point in marketing and sales, making good money, but not living my life purpose, right? Not really getting any kind of fulfillment from what I was doing. And it was just that fork in the road. I think we all get to a point in our lives where we're like, we can kind of continue go down this road and
Right.
just do the 9 to 5 kind of thing, or this is the opportunity for me to go down this other road and do something that I'm truly passionate about and add value to the community around me. So I decided to get back into fitness, health and wellness, and making sure that I was able to educate the community. And once I got recertified as a trainer, a person in the community asked me about being vegan, and I had no clue what he was talking about, y'all. So one of the barbers at the barbershop asked me, he was like, hey, he was like, I know you a trainer and everything. He was like, what you know about being vegan? He was like, I've been vegan for the last, couple months. And I was like, vegan? I thought he meant vegetarian.
Yeah.
So I know you can't eat no meat, but you can eat the cheese and the dairy and stuff like that. He was like, nah, vegan. He was like, you can't eat none of that. And I was like, man, I'm not too familiar with what a vegan is. He was like, oh man, I thought you was a trainer. You supposed to know all that kind of stuff.
Each
So
out.
so I told him, I was like, let me do my research. I'll do, my research to find out, more information about, the vegan lifestyle and, how you work out and be successful at being vegan and the whole nine. And once I looked into it, I found a lot of great information, things that, piqued my curiosity. And I told myself I was going to try it out for 30 days. Right. And within those 30 days, that's now almost 4.5 years ago. So I never stopped. So after those 30 days, I start seeing so many different benefits from becoming vegan, eating more plant-based nutrition, cutting out the meat, the dairy, the fish, the whole nine. And then I started to re-educate our community on all the benefits, because for me personally, it was even more so even a spiritual connection, right? Because at one point when I was suffering from anxiety and depression, I was like, man, why am I getting these things? Like, it's coming out of nowhere. Like, I would have an anxiety attack. We can be sitting down talking just like this, and anxiety attacks would come out of nowhere. And I was still having them occasionally after I lost the weight. So I was like, man, I didn't know how to treat that without doing pharmaceuticals. Because when you talk to doctors about
Right.
anxiety or depression, they automatically want to prescribe you some kind of pharmaceutical for that, right? So I was like, man. And once I started going plant-based and vegan, I started to notice all that started to go away. And I started to do more research on the hormones that actually release into the meat due to the environment that the animals are kept in, right? The animals are kept in, highly stressed environments. So they're suffering from anxiety, depression, all those kind of things, which those hormones release into the meat. And then we eat the meat, and it's almost like taking a supplement of anxiety or depression, because I started to look back when I was having these attacks, and it would usually come on like an hour or two after I would eat a meat-based meal, right? And I was like, wow, I never knew that you can get anxiety or depression from the food that you put in your gut. And that's also things that I also go back in the community and educate people on. It's a lot of times, you know, we forget to think about our gut health,
Right.
right? A lot of disease is caused in the gut. Our immunity, you know, right now with COVID and everything, everybody's worried about, you know, getting sick and everything. But what does your gut health look like? What are we putting in our system to boost our immunity to make sure that we're healthy? So when viruses are out there, because they're constantly out there, you know, we're being proactive instead of reactive with the things that we do, right?
Right, right. And
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that journey. It's almost kind of like when I think about hearing your journey, I think about alignment, right? Like you talk not only about like how you had a physical transformation, but there also was a transformation in terms of your mental health, but then also a transformation in terms of like finding your life purpose.
yeah,
I just think that that's super touching, and I can relate to that a lot in terms of our transition. Well, my transition to being vegan as well, and being a vegan Hoodchefs, because like I don't think we ever thought that we'd be cooking, right?
yeah, exactly. You know, we come up from a generation that was taught
Yeah,
to, you know, you got to work a 9 to 5, you got to put in 30
right.
plus years, you
Yeah,
got to get a good job that has retirement, all these things. We weren't necessarily taught to be entrepreneurs, right? To kind of, at least I know where I came from. I wasn't
sure.
taught to be an entrepreneur and work for yourself and be self-reliant and things like that. So even going down that road, a lot of people thought I was crazy. You know, I'm a father of 4.
Yeah,
Um, People were like, "Oh, where are you going to get your health benefits? How are you going to take care of your family?" You know, all that fear of,
Not only
uh,
is not eating meat.
yeah, man.
What is that?
When I when I cut out the meat and everything and told the family I was going vegan, people was like, "Are you sick? Are you dying? Like,
right,
why is you doing that?" And what's so interesting, the same people that thought I was crazy initially are now 4 years later asking more questions,
right,
Yeah.
right?
right,
So they're getting more interested. They're asking about more recipes. When we have family gatherings and we bring stuff out, they're trying more things. They're being more open, right? I think the initial shock factor of the unknown of what is this? Why would you do that? We've always eaten meat. We've always done it this way. Well, we've always suffered from these diseases since we've been doing it this way. So it's time to do something different, right? And that's what it's all about, is showing the community you don't have to continue these traditions that don't necessarily serve us in the long run, right? Why increase the risk of getting diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, dementia, all these things based on what we're eating on a daily basis? Something
Yeah.
that we can actually control, right? Certain things we can't control and certain things we can. And I feel like the things that we can control, why not stack the deck in our favor on a daily basis, right? I control whether I exercise every day. I control the food that I put in my body, the choices that I make, right? So if I can make, you know, healthy decisions when it comes to things like that, I'm going to start there. That's going to be my foundation, right? If I can start my affirmations, positive thoughts, utilizing the law of attraction to link up with people amazing like you to, you know, add value to the community, continuing to do things like that. So, you know, it's not just the food, it's not just the working out. I tell people it's holistic living. It's mind, body, and spirit. You know, you got to find a well balance on all three.
right. And I think that piece that you talked about in terms of like focusing on what we control is super important for us being melanated people, right? Like I think we live in a society where we interface so much oppression on a regular basis, you know, and I think we come from a
Yeah,
organizing background, and there was so much energy being putting into fighting against the system, which is also super important. That can
yeah,
be very, very weighing on your spirit, you
A lot
know,
of
where I
stress.
think one of the ways you can reorganize that energy is really focus on what you do have control over, or balance that over in terms of like how you live your everyday life. And one
yeah.
of the really, I think, you know, eating healthy, not only eating healthy, but living a healthy lifestyle for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thoughts, the images, the music that we listen to, all that stuff plays an effect on our daily life, our daily routines, right? So if we have control over the things that we listen to, that we watch, that we eat,